What is going on, everybody? It is Saints Fan, and today I have some great news for you guys regarding GTA Online. Now, Rockstar has actually just released an article talking about some more details of Grand Theft Auto Online and sort of confirming some things that may have been some rumors in the past. So a couple of things that they actually talked about before they went into in detail on some of the new features is that their goal for GTA Online is to have it a living world, obviously with multiple players, that will continue and grow and take shape over time, and that the ultimate shape of it will actually be determined by you, the player, and everybody else in the game. They also are realizing how big the community is, and how that their goal is to do everything sort of based on what the community wants. They want all the feedback, they want all the missions and stuff in the future content to be what, everybody's basically wanting. And then they also acknowledge that, as with every big game, especially GTA, one of the biggest games of all time, that the first couple of weeks of online will probably be a little bit laggy, and there'll definitely be some issues with it. They're acknowledging that. They're letting people know, like, listen, we're gonna tell you guys because we don't know what's gonna happen. They don't know if their server's gonna crash. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but they don't know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a ton of bugs, ton of glitches, I'm sure, and they're like, listen, just work with us. We're gonna get that stuff fixed as soon as possible so you can have the best possible online experience. Okay, so getting all the introduction stuff out the way, let's get into what GTA Online is actually gonna have at launch. So yesterday I actually made a video and somebody found in the game files that some of the game modes might actually have 32 players. Well, Rockstar has confirmed that at launch at least, there can only be 16 players in a world at once, which does kind of suck because obviously crews are really big, and once this comes on Xbox One, even though they haven't confirmed it, but come on, let's be honest, it's most probably coming at Xbox One and PC, then we can get really huge servers and have really, really awesome times, with a bunch of people in there. But on Xbox 360 and PS3, we can only have 16 people. Now, like GTA single player, this is an open world full of crime and chaos. You can go on a round with your friends and go kill people. You can go mountain biking, you can catch a movie. You can really do whatever you want in online just with friends. It's almost like single player, but with friends. Now, one way to make money in GTA Online is actually through jobs, and whether these jobs be missions that you either go lone wolf, or you can team up with your crew and go it, or you can just follow some mercenaries and some people and just pull off a wide range of robberies and whatever other activities you want. So there's gonna be a ton of jobs. I'm thinking that these jobs is actually part of that 500 missions that they said there's gonna be in GTA Online. So that should be really cool to see. Another thing they're gonna have in online is races. Whether it be just classic, Need for Speed type races where you're driving your fastest car and trying to get to the finish line, or boat races out in the ocean, or mountain races with bikes and stuff. They're gonna have that. They're gonna have some flying, plane races and aerial stunts and events like that. And they actually have this new race called Rally. And it's where a driver and his co-pilot will work together to navigate treacherous courses at high speeds. So it almost sounds like, some death race stuff going on here, where you have a guy telling you where to go and then you actually have to drive. So that's gonna be really interesting to see. And then obviously we all knew this, there is sports, so you can join with random people, or with your crew or some friends or whatever, and you can go play some tennis, some golf, whatever, and all of that actually will give you money in this thing called reputation. I'll get to reputation in a second. So when you start out GTA Online, you actually create your own character. Then by gaining money from all these missions and races and stuff, you can actually customize them a little bit more. You can get them better dressed, more haircuts, and all kind of different stuff. And there's a ton of different customizations and options that you have to make your character stand out. So getting back to reputation and what that is, it's basically a ranking system. So obviously the more stuff you do, the more reputation you get, and the higher your level is gonna be. And how you earn it is basically through the missions, I think they said through races too, through all these different options. I think, like I said, even playing golf, sports and stuff, that will all increase your reputation. And then once you increase it, I think it's going to be similar to maybe Red Dead Redemption, the online, where you start out with something small, and then you can get better cars, better guns, better features, better people to contact. So you're definitely going to want to increase your reputation just so you can have the best possible experience in online. Now, another thing they actually are including is microtransactions. I talked about this a little bit in my video yesterday. That was a rumor, but now they have officially confirmed it, and it kind of makes me at ease because they did sort of talk about how they have this thing called GTA Money. and you can go in the in-game store, purchase it with Microsoft points or whatever they have nowadays, and you can actually get money in the game. But they did say that this will not affect the gameplay. Like, people, it's not going to be where people buy their way to like the better stuff. I mean, they did say though that you will, if you buy money, you can get the better cars and stuff sooner, but if you don't buy money, you can still have their cars. So they actually made it so where that is just a side stuff. They actually balance the missions and all that stuff for people who aren't going to be paying. 'Cause I mean, it's cool and everything, but I'm not going to be paying real life money for, virtual money. That just doesn't make sense to me. But, it is there for some people. But they did actually talk about the economy though, and they said that it's going to be balanced differently from the game. So obviously, your stuff from multiplayer or single player is not going to transfer to multiplayer and vice versa. But they did say in online, you will actually be getting a ton more money faster than single player as well. So that's really cool. It seems like you're not gonna be running out of money, and especially since they're gonna be adding so many more missions and content, you're not gonna really run out of stuff to do as well. And then, like I said at the beginning, they are acknowledging that when this game comes out, there are gonna be some growing pains, for lack of a better term. And there's just gonna be all kind of glitches. Hopefully people don't find any like the game breaking glitches. That wouldn't be too good, where like a money glitch or something that would cheat the system. But they are gonna work it out. They do say that they are going to fix it as soon as they can, as fast as possible. So just know that when the game comes out, just be expecting some stuff to go wrong. And then the last thing, they actually have some planned content updates in the future, which will be free. They did mention that, so you're not gonna have to pay. So they will be free. So that's always awesome. But they have 4 things right now. But like I said, they have some things that they're waiting for the community to tell them what to add. So the first couple things we have are the content creator, which obviously they mentioned that a little bit, where you can create different matches, different maps for like team deathmatch and stuff. A bunch of different cool stuff with that. They actually have a beach bum pack, which sounds really interesting. They have 4 new vehicles in that, over 300 new items of leisure wear, and 2 not remotely relaxing weapons, they said. So that's really cool to see. They also are going to be incorporating a capture the flag game mode later down the line, and they will be including heists. So I don't think heists are unfortunately going to be at the start, but they will be down the line, where it says this update will actually introduce full-on cooperative heist missions that will require careful planning, teamwork, and sharp execution, along with the heist planning board for your apartment. So that's also really awesome. Can't wait for all these updates, and I can't wait for GTA Online, which comes out like 4 or 5 days, something like that. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna do a crew video, so if you want to join my crew, stick around, subscribe so you don't miss that out tomorrow. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you thought this video was helpful and informative. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, it's your boy Saints. Peace.